Yeah, done.
Okay, great. We're good to go? Or...
Yes, ready. Yeah, hi.
So, how have you been, Shruti?
Oh, people. Fielding people. Good. Busy.
Right, of course. And look, absolute pleasure to have you on this podcast. And I have to be honest that it has been a dream to have you on this podcast. And thanks for making my dream come true, because I've seen heaps and heaps of your interviews, and then there was this one person that I always wanted on the podcast, and that was you, because of the fact that the way you speak and then the way you carry yourself is just absolutely very inspiring, and that's the best part. So
thank you.
I'm super
thank
thrilled.
you so much.
Thrilled. So yeah, and I saw your reel just then. Looks like you're already in the ARR zone.
Oh my God, the other day, I think maybe 2 nights ago, I was talking about music production and like programming and like, how do you innovatively use beats? And then I started listening to like Rahman Sir stuff, like just the older stuff. Yeah. And I was listening to especially Rangila, like the Rangila title track, and how well it's like balanced rhythmically and melodically. He's just timeless. He really, really is.
Yeah. And look, I've been super excited. I have so many things to touch on, but before I dive into things, just for the record, right? I'm a typical Tambram Vetakorumbu guy. So just thought of mentioning, because I saw one of your interviews recently, and then you said, I like wheat sapadu, Vetakorumbu, Urlakalum, and Vadam. I was like blown away. I'm like, are you serious? I can't believe it.
No, what is there not to believe? I mean, you can travel the world, you can go everywhere, but I think home food, culturally, what roots us to home is our food, right? Food is like such an extension of us. And I think everyone feels like that, whether they're from China or Africa. But I feel that South Indian food is just extra special. Tamil Sapad is extra special. I may be biased, but yeah.
How was your journey? I mean, the thing is, you haven't let anything affect you. Like, of course, look, you and I both know people tend to change as they evolve and as they progress in their journey. But you're someone I've seen, you've just not changed. You just remain the same. Is that?
I hope I've changed. I hope I've changed. There's certain things I've, been told to change, and I've thought about it and I haven't been able to change. Like when I first came into the business, I was really nervous. I was really underconfident. So I had a lot of posturing and a lot of, I would say, defensive posturing, because we all come with our own, like, what are they thinking? Are they laughing? It feels like high school. A lot of life truly feels like high school. Now I feel like the kid, and this is how I was in high school. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to be like this, which is now I feel like that kid, which is like my, people used to be like, Shruti's so weird. She listens to metal and dresses like this. And I used to be like, I remember a couple of years where I tried to be cool and I was like, oh, this is exhausting. I felt like that even in this business. I was like, oh my God, this is high school. And I just have to continue being that weird kid. Like, this is who I am, And it's given me peace. I don't know how many people dig it, but it's my life. I think as long as you don't hurt people and you're good with, he or she up there, you're fine.
Amazing. And look, one of the things I've seen, and it's very inspiring, the fact that you do things that makes you happy. Have you always been like that, or was that a transformation at some point?
I think we're all like that intrinsically, but I think societal pressures and heightened expectations take us further away from what makes us truly happy sometimes, And I think we all work to kind of oscillate between what we practically, logistically need to do and what makes us happy. And if you're lucky enough, like me, to be an artist or to enjoy your job as it's your job, but it's also something you do for fun, I think that's when I feel truly, truly blessed.
Beautiful. And you've been super positive, and has the pandemic had any effect on you at all?
I would say that I haven't been super positive. I've just been super real about what I'm feeling, which means on the days I'm feeling I suffer from anxiety. So I do get days where the anxiety moves into what feels truly like depression, and you're not feeling good. You're feeling quite negative, actually. But I allow myself to go through that. And that is really, that honesty with myself is what has kept me positive in the larger scheme of things. It's not my duty to be like all the time to like happy all the time to everybody. I can't do that. But I think when I'm honest to myself, that translates to some sort of positivity in just by default. Yeah.
How do you pull yourself out when you hit rock bottom? Just being curious.
I'm extremely spiritual, and I'm also really blessed to have an amazing inner circle of friends. There are things that they know about me that nobody knows, not some secrets, but like, they know the inner part of me. They know how sensitive I actually am. And they've been so amazing. I'm so blessed. And then it's really been a faith in a larger plan, and a faith in my role in this plan.
Wow, amazing. And something that I've always wanted to ask you, how do you keep up your energy level so high at all times? It's definitely not the coffee, right?
I don't drink coffee, actually.
Oh, okay.
I just do English breakfast tea. I don't think it's famous for making people really energetic. I enjoy every day. And there are days that I'm not energetic and I do nothing. I literally mean I do nothing. Like a couple of days ago, I was like, and I just was so out of it. And I was like, that's fine. I'm going to binge watch Sex Education. That is my achievement for the day.
Super. Wow. Amazing. And look, I've been extremely inspired about the way you keep yourself fit. What I wanted to ask you was, because I've personally been through a transformation where I used to be this 108 kilo guy in the past, and then took up fitness. Took me 6 months to smash 45 kilos. Then I became underweight. Then I had to put on a little bit of weight. But I'll keep that.
Wow, congratulations.
Aside. Thank you.
Congratulations. I don't think people realize how challenging and difficult it is to struggle with weight and your relationship with food. So that's an amazing achievement. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I used to be this super, how should I say, introverted guy. I would have never started off a Zoom session, and leave alone talking to someone. I wouldn't pick up the phone and talk to someone. That's my past 10 years ago. But life totally changed the moment I lost all the weight, and then I started to feel good about myself, and life changed forever. So yeah, but what I did want to ask you is something that I still struggle is, you like to eat dosas and stuff, as I've seen in your reels and your interviews. How do you strike a balance between eating what you want and also keeping fit?
Yeah, that's the trick, isn't it? Like, I'm currently going through a phase where I haven't worked out for 3 days.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm really low on energy, and I just had sandesh and peda for dessert. And it's okay. It's okay. The thing is, again, what you said about weight, for somebody it might be weight, for somebody else it might be a completely different trigger that makes them feel a doubt about their sense of self-worth, right? We also live in a society that is extremely driven by exterior perceptions. So it's something like weight looks very obvious.
Yeah.
But there are people who are a-holes and they should lose the weight of being an a-hole, but nobody is pointing it out to them, right? So so many things that go under the radar, and it's easy to pick on things that are obvious.
Correct.
So I would have told you this then, and I'm telling you now that you are not your weight. And when you lose it, you realize, oh, I'm not my weight. It was just an additional part of me, right?
Yeah.
You are not defined by your little finger. Like, you could survive without it. It's literally like that. And I feel for me, my struggles have been directly weight related with my mind. So the more stressed I'm getting, the more water retention I have, because I have hormonal issues. So I'm very aware of what it means to carry your emotional weight, So when I need my body to breathe and I have to be compassionate to myself, I absolutely do that. It's okay. It's okay. It's not the military and it's not regimented. a discipline needs to have negotiation with yourself as well. Not laziness, but you must have that compassion and negotiating ability with yourself to get back on track. Because God knows we all fall off track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have cheat days?
Yes, absolutely. I love rice. I'm a pakka Tamil punna like that. I need my rice. I need to passengerify it. Like otherwise I can't. It doesn't feel like everything else feels like it wasn't really food till I eat rice.
Wow.
Yeah.
So beautiful. I love hearing this stuff because it inspires me, because what I've done is I've stuck an old picture of mine, what I used to be before I got into fitness, on my fridge. So whenever I have a craving and I go towards the fridge, I look at my picture and I come back. And so that's the way
whatever works. But see, the thing is, like I was saying, you have a physical representation and a picture to mark your change. What concerns me more is that there's no way for people to put a picture of their state of mind on their fridge and say, oh, I shouldn't be negative. Or take a photograph of, I was 20 kgs more of an insecure person. Or I was 15 kgs lighter then, mentally. So I don't actually put too much emphasis on weight at all. I truly believe it's about the mind.
Beautiful. Amazing.
Yeah.
Love it. And moving on slightly from the fitness side of things, I saw your movie Vakeel Saab recently. I usually don't.
I mean, it's not my movie. I'm like the tiniest guest role, but
no, but
yeah.
Still, I mean, I absolutely loved it. I mean, I really wish you didn't have to die in it. I wanted to ask you, I mean, were you comfortable dying in that character?
I really like dying on screen, and I think I get that from my father because he's died so many times on screen. So when I was a kid, my friends would ask me, is Kamal uncle going to die in this movie as well?
No.
Because then we're not watching it. And then I'd be like, Papa, are you going to die? Of course I'm going to die in this movie. So, I think I've actually died a couple of times in films, and I find it really... I find it really powerful, actually.
Yeah.
So I have no problems with it.
I was watching it and I couldn't take it. And of course, it's a very well-made movie, but it kind of affected me. The fact that
I'm glad. That's what we wanted. So in a very mean way, I'm really glad that it did. Yeah.
Right. And then I was watching one of your interviews. I think it was probably with the BBC UK. And there was a mention about, ARR's music.
Yeah.
So, and I do know for the fact that Dil Se holds a special place for you.
Yeah.
And you've been a big admirer of ARR, sir. So, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
So the thing about, he has been the musical score to a lot of our lives, especially if we've grown up in 2000s, even the 90s. Yeah. I mean, he's been a part of that. For me, Dil Se is a super special album because I think you can see like an artistic journey and some sort of circular motion in it where he's like taken these sounds and like refined them and like put them in a new silhouette. And then it's like tempered with a spirituality almost in sound. And production-wise, it's just one of my most, not film album, like one of my most favorite albums production-wise, of how it plays with soundscapes.
Yeah.
And I also feel when I worked with him, I just saw how quick his mind was through navigating music.
Yeah.
And by that I mean, there are people who are really, really gifted, and then those who are chosen are the ones who can navigate their gifts so well. And I think he's definitely one of them. So there's the 90s stuff, that's great. And then you have Dil Se, and then you have Rahman Sir like cultivating this new vibe later on where he got super experimental, where he moved away from hooks.
Correct.
And they still became hooks.
Yeah.
So there's so many songs of Rahman Sir where you hear it the first time and you're like, yeah, nice, yeah. And then it's almost subliminal, like how it just gets into your head afterwards. So I truly feel that he's really, really got this amazing ability to understand music and have music understand him.
Wow,
as well.
Very well said. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. And, your dad has had the luxury of having Sir's music in some of his films, like India,
Yes.
for example.
Yes.
Any memories it brings back? Has Dad mentioned anything about music at all during those days, back in the days?
He
About
just
the-
said that I think this gentleman, Rahman, doesn't sleep very much at night. I remember that
that is true.
very clearly. Because they were like, he works through the night. And my mom thought that was really cool. That's all I remember. Yeah.
Right.
And I thought he must be some sort of like awesome rock star. And then you meet him and he's like the softest, sweetest anti-rock star person.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I definitely like to touch on the Tamil anthem, SemMozhi.
SemMozhi.
And
Yeah.
you were called in, and look, I somehow feel that the way your voice blends into that the anthem, it's just so beautiful. And then I feel that the best was kept for the last, especially when what comes towards the end.
Thank you.
Any memories it brings back? Because this is one of my favorite tracks, and it plays on my daily playlist.
Thank you so much. You know, for me, it was just, I remember I was shooting a film, I think ARR Mariba at the time. I was pretty new to the business. It was my first Tamil film. And someone called saying, Rahman Sir would like you to sing. And I was like, what? Yeah, let's go. And then I was very nervous because, I mean, he's a hero of mine. And I was like, I don't want to mess this up. And,
Wow.
I wanted to be good. And actually, that wasn't even the key. That was originally the key. And I was warming up on a higher note. And he said, sing it in that note. And I was like, oh, Shruti Haasan, what have you done to yourself? And that's why the key changes then. He was like, no. What was amazing to me is, of course, I was panicking. I had to reach for the note because it's really high.
Yeah.
But what was amazing is how he just went whoop, and restructured everything in a new key, like in 5 minutes.
Wow.
To just see him still be so in touch with his equipment and like,
He's hands-on, yeah.
yeah, just that was amazing. And of course, then the song came out and it just changed a lot of things for me. People were like, oh, she can sing. Okay. So it was really wonderful. And then he called me again later, many years later. And it's weird because a lot of people have like, I've sung for Rahman Sir in a movie. I've never sung with him in a movie, but I've always had the 2 times I've worked with him, people remember it. And he always says like, we need to use your voice properly. So he's a very generous person as well in advice and support. So I'm just really thankful because the twice that I have worked, it was really something that people remembered.
Indeed. And that leads me to the second one, Ranjha. To be honest with you, I like your version more than the original because
Oh, geez.
it's just very special. And I absolutely love it. And then I also remember watching one of the interviews of Sir, and Sir actually mentioned in that interview, you were in that interview too, and he said she sung really well in it. And
I think it was when we went to Cannes or something.
Yeah, that's it. I think so, yes.
Yeah, we went to the Cannes Film Festival. Yeah. He called me again. I was shooting for a film and I told them, if you want to throw me out of the film, it's fine. But I have to go and sing with Rahman Sir. We were in the middle of a shoot and I said, this is musician Shruti talking. Actress Shruti needs to take a back seat. If it doesn't work out, but they were very kind. Bless them. They were like, of course you have to go. We'll adjust the dates. They were super sweet. Again, it was just, I actually didn't know the original song that well. It wasn't a song I had heard many, many times.
Yeah.
And we didn't have enough rehearsal time. And we did pretty much most of it right before the show taped. So I was super nervous, but again, just wonderful to have that opportunity.
Yeah. And it's really beautiful. In fact, some of the engineers from Sir's team also mentioned that it's a very well executed track, and then you've sung really well. That's the feedback.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
I can't wait for you to sing more for Sir. As you said earlier, I think Sir is probably the right kind of track, so that he can call you.
I mean, I'm thankful for the fact that I already have. So I'm not greedy when it comes to AR Sir, because I can put that, in my resume and in my story. So I'm pretty much done.
Yeah.
But of course, I would love absolutely to collaborate with him and have the opportunity to work under his guidance again.
For sure. And then what happened to Sanghamithra?
I don't know, mate. You tell me, because I have no clue. I'm as clueless as you are. I know that I had to exit the project because it wasn't clear for me what was happening.
Right.
And then I was really angry because I was like, finally, I have a film with Rahman Sir soundtrack. That's all I really was like, so excited about. And then I was like, maybe another time.
Yeah, because to be honest, I think it was just a couple of days ago, I had put a story saying Shruti Haasan is coming on the podcast. And then there were like 10, 15 questions. And all the questions were like, please ask her what happened to Sanghamithra. When can we expect it? And
you can expect it, I'm sure. I wish the team the best, but I'm definitely not in it. So, yeah.
Right. And and of course, look, you obviously would have kept yourself up to date on the tracks that must have come out of Sir's studio. Not all of them at least, but the ones that you probably would have heard. Has there been a track that you felt that it belonged to you and you could have owned it?
You mean singing wise? I don't look at stuff like that.
Right.
But I think there's a Rahman Sir track for everybody. Yeah. There's an ARRahman track that relates to their life. For sure. Course. For me, it was actually Mustafa, because I was so young. And I remember walking with my friends to the school van and singing it. We were really young when that came out.
Wow.
And I remember singing it really loudly and being like, I'm so cool. I have this cool group of friends and we all go in the same van. Like, it felt really cool. And somebody said to me at that point, like, tapped me, I think it was one of my teachers, and said, you have a really strong and good singing voice. Sing it again. And so now for me, that song is not just I'm cool with my friends like Mustafa, but it's also like a direct relation to someone saying that just at that moment and me thinking, I have a strong voice. Yeah. Yeah.
Love it. And maybe on that note, top 5 ARR tracks. Super easy.
Definitely Urvasi, Mustafa, because I love it. I really like Satrangi Re from Dil Se. Like, beautiful. Love it. There's that song, I keep forgetting the one that Sid sung. I had forgotten.
Talli Pogade?
Talli Pogade ne. That. Okay, I'll remember it. But yes, Talli Pogade. I love that song. And then I really like an old song. Wait, let me remember it. Hi Rama from...
Oh yeah, Rangila.
Yeah,
beautiful. Wow.
I just think I didn't like it as a kid because I thought it's like really intense. But as I grew older, I love that song melodically. I think it's just so powerful.
Yeah, for sure. I want to move away from the music side of things. I want to talk about your pet, Clara.
Yes, the famous spoiled Clara.
I've got a pet at home too, because that's why I couldn't resist asking you about Clara, because I've got a pet. He's a dog. It's a dog rather. And he has changed my life forever.
Absolutely. Pets do that.
Yeah. And just wanted to get your thoughts on what is it like to have a pet and why do pets change one's life?
See, first of all, they're so pure in their energy. They don't have the complicated politics of human beings. So they're just so pure and they're so clear and transparent, especially cats.
Yeah.
They're just like, I don't need you right now. Calm down. I'll come back when I need love. Can you chill, please? Like, cats teach you clarity. And for me, I was completely alone in the pandemic. So Clara and I were like fully with each other. And she's also very talkative and very responsive. But I think for everybody, an animal becomes that sort of support, silent support in your life.
Yeah, I can totally relate to it because if it wasn't for Happy, he's sleeping on my bed in my room and he's very camera shy, especially when I'm on a meeting or anything. He never comes into this room. And so, but he has changed my life. And I don't think, and unconditional love, that's another thing.
Yeah.
And so,
No, cats give you very conditional love.
Correct.
Which I'm absolutely fine with.
True. And look, coming towards the end of the podcast, Shruti. And so, is there a message that you'd like to give to AR, sir? He does keep a tab on the podcast. It has had about 96 guests so far. And I'm very excited. That
I just think he knows how fond I am of him as a person as well. I hope he does. We all know the legend. We all know his amazing body of work. The name he's brought us internationally. They can never say his name. They call him Rahman, but they know who he is. And it's a matter of great pride as an Indian.
Yeah.
But above all of this, I think his greatest achievement is just how wonderful he is as a person. He's a really, he's a very genuine and warm and gentle person. And that to me is really his greatest achievement. The way he loves his family and the way he is with himself and his God is very, very important. And it's important to every artist and anyone who wants to be successful at what they do. These are the things that bind you. So I think that to me is such an incredible achievement. Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful. And 2 lines of any track that comes to your mind.
My throat's all scratchy today. Which song? You tell Ma, then I'll sing it. Because I'm really scratchy throated today. But yeah, you pick a song.
Ranjha.
Okay. Ranjha kar dini main aape Ranjha aur sadoni menu de do Ranjha hi na kho ko. There you go.
Wow. Love it. Beautiful. So lastly, before I let you go, is what would you like to be remembered for as a musician or as an actor?
I would like to be remembered as an explorative artist. That's pretty much it. Who did whatever she wanted in the life that she was given.
Yeah. Wow. Love it. And his next question was, if there was an autobiography about you, what would you like the title to be?
Oh, gosh. I don't know, when her feet hit the ground, the devil gets scared. That would be appropriate. I don't know yet. I haven't lived enough life to know what to title my autobiography. Yeah.
Cool. Great. Shruti, absolute pleasure to have you as part of this journey. I'm
Thank you so
excited
much.
that you supported me in this journey. And
my pleasure.
I'm
Thank
going to
you.
cherish this moment for a long, long time. And before I let you go, I would like to please
Yeah.
take a selfie.
Sure.
You can stay as you are, and
Okay.
we'll take two pictures. One a normal one,
Okay.
and the other one is like a funny face.
Okay, ready?
At the count of 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Got it? That's beautiful.
One more.
Yes, is the funny face one.
Okay, ready?
Right? Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I love it. Beautiful. Shruti, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
As a little thank you, I'd like to please send over 2 t-shirts exclusively designed for you. So I'll
thank you so
coordinate with the
much.
manager.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much once again.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of